Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew, and welcome to City Skylines, but not in the form of a Let's Play. This is the start of our new City Skylines design series. And before I go and get started with actually explaining what this design series is, if you want to go ahead and join in on the actual creation process of whenever we're doing these, um, definitely go ahead and follow me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/ Leo Gaming YT, or Leo Gaming YT. Link is in the description, by the way. All of my design series are going to be live streamed over there. So if you do want to see any content that is design based, it will be found over on the Twitch channel. Now, what is it that we're starting off with here? Well, it's kind of hard to tell at first, but I think the thumbnail kind of gives it away. The start of this design series goes off with us getting not necessarily a harbor, but more so the start of a uh, cargo yard started. Now, I'm not too sure how else I could describe it because literally after we get done with all this terraforming and all this queue work, we're going to be doing a lot of work about getting a small water treatment facility started first off because we need water treatment. That's something that's granted for right there. If you guys are wondering about any sort of pauses that are happening within this time lapse, that is just moments that I'm actually just talking to the chat during the live stream. So if you guys are wondering about that, uh, there's that. I did go and cut out some portions that happened between the breaks and all that, but I gotta say, I was expecting the live stream footage to be smaller than what it actually was. This live stream footage turns out to be about, in total, roughly about 4 hours worth of content, and that got stretched down to about 35 minutes. So to put that into perspective, we are doing this at 8 times speed, which I hardly ever do my videos that quick. I maybe will do a 6 times speed footage, but doing them at 8 times speed like I am right now, this is crazy. I've never done 8 times speed for any of my videos. If you have by chance for any of your videos, if you are a YouTuber, definitely let me know down in the comment section. But this is how my design series is looking so far. Of course, I think that we did put a bit too many water pumping stations there because I did put 8 of them right there. I was like, I want to go with it, but I'm like, no, I need to go ahead and move it around. I am using quite the collection of mods and assets. I don't have a actual collection created yet on Steam, but hopefully by next week I will have that collection ready for you guys, and you guys will be able to find that in the description of these videos. But right here, you guys can see that I set up couple more a couple of fishing industries, and I'm starting to get a little bit of the road layout going as well. And I'm just trying to go and work out how is it I want these roads to work when they're working with the queue itself. Now, I will go and mention that I was expecting this to take possibly a majority of the time for the time lapse. In fact, this right here, the water treatment facility that we're working on right now, with the harbors, take not even, and I'm not even joking with you, it does not even take about 30 minutes in game for me to complete this. So this was not even half of the time. What did take a lot of time though was the amount that I had to change with all the warehouse buildings that I put in. You guys will find out why I'm mentioning that later. So there's a lot of assets that I added in for this design series, specifically because I wanted to start off with a harbor and water treatment area, because I figured why not start with the area that's going to be a good logistical center as well as a good area to go and get us a foundation for our services. And that's what I was kind of looking forward to. Will this be a good area for our services? Who knows? Turns out it actually really is a good area. We got a few different things going on over here. We got the inland water treatment plants. These are the eco-friendly versions. And then we also have what are those? Those are like the water storage facilities, I believe they are. And then we also decided to put the fish factory over here, which that's going to be really useful for converting the fish actually into commercial products. I don't think I put in anything related to the actual fish market, but I think we should be fine without it. And right here, I'm just trying to adjust the road so that way it looks a little bit nicer in terms of the actual connections that we're making to the actual road itself. Now, it is time to get these connected, and I kind of do these in a little bit of an interesting way right here. I go ahead and finish off this area by capping it a little bit, but then I wanted to go ahead and work on that new area that we really haven't. Like right over here, I think I'm going to be putting a power station down. No, I put down these freshwater outlets first. So these freshwater outlets are going to actually take out all the fresh water that we don't really use. And because of the fact that the city doesn't have much going on for it to begin with, it's not using much water at all. What is an issue right at this moment, though, is the issue of no power. I think we get into that in about like 10-ish minutes anyway. So we'll get that sorted. That's something that we'll be taking care of. Like by the end of this video, we will have a small city that has roughly, I want to say, like 4,000 people living in it, because I had to start off a residential area before I can start off any industrial area. Like right here, I'm trying to plop down some industrial buildings, and to be honest, these industrial buildings are just going to go ahead and disappear. They're either going to disappear or go abandoned because they don't have a way to go and keep like any workers, because there is no workers. There is no workers that they can employ. I really did want to go and try and keep with the theme with warehouse-looking buildings, especially in this type of area. I was okay with having it being a little bit industrial, of course, and right next to the actual water treatment facilities. But I didn't want to go and have it be like I'm intruding so much to the point where I am also polluting the water. But I wanted to go and keep that feeling of this is a warehouse harbor area. We want to try and keep it all kind of with that same theme. That's kind of what I was looking forward to here. And I decided to go and turn those roads right there into two-lane, one-way roads, because I put down this avenue. This avenue is actually going to be really helpful for us in connecting this area and our residential area. And I do something really interesting with the residential area that I think you guys will actually like a lot. It is granted that we're going to have quite a bit going on in this episode. Quite a bit indeed. And just to go and clarify, none of this video is recorded in real time. It is all recorded on live streams, and if you guys do want to go ahead and join in on those, as I said at the beginning of the video, definitely join in over at twitch.tv, and you guys can join in there. Now, right here, I'm trying to work out what it is I want to go and work on next, because I was thinking, like, what is it that I need to go and get started with? Like, I put in the pumping station. We don't really need it, but it's going to be useful in case we have, like, any flooding occurring around the city. It's not going to be needed that much, though. So I went like, okay, well, why not go ahead and get started with a harbor area? If we get started with the harbor area, maybe we'll get something. And then there were some roads that were having some conflicting issues with the water. And I was like, okay, how am I going to be able to fix that? I was running this perimeter around, and I was like, okay, this is a good idea to go and get like a good idea for how the water is going to go in and form around. That's going to change, especially like right here. I'm just working on a little bit of extra detail. I still need to actually get a mod installed. It actually has like warehouse doors, so I can go and put them on the back of that warehouse. So anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. Right now, here are all the industrial buildings that I'm trying to place down, and these ones are all going to despawn. They are all going to despawn by the time the next clip actually plays, which isn't too far away right now. And it's definitely going to be something I'm going to work with. I'm going to work with it as much as I possibly can because there's not much else I can do. And I do want to go ahead and quickly mention that for those who are wondering what the other City Skylines video is or where it's at, it's in the works. Right now, I'm just kind of taking a little bit of a break, taking a little bit slower for City Skylines. Most likely, they will be returning tomorrow on Friday. And I'm hoping that next week I will be able to be back to 2 videos for City Skylines every week. I do want to go and mention that if you are a fan of the Transport Fever 2 series, I decided to delete the first video because I didn't want to continue the series, and I figured that it didn't get a lot of views. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to continue the series. I'm going to stick with City Skylines for now. And I'm hoping that by the time next week comes, we'll be able to stay consistent with the 3 videos a week. And it will be where we have the City Skyline, the design series coming out every Wednesdays. I know this video is not coming out on Wednesday, but that's something I can't really control with the timing that I'm getting this recorded and finished. But that's for the design series one. And then the Let's Play videos will come out on Mondays and Fridays. At least that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's going to be like that. And right now, I'm not too certain because of the way my work is. And I have heard back from one of my jobs that I do work at that they are going to be starting service again. I was like, oh, yay, we're going to be working there again. So there will possibly be delay in videos when that job starts up again. For those who are wondering, and for those who might be asking, well, why aren't you doing more YouTube videos? Instead, you're doing less. It's because YouTube's not my full-time job. YouTube doesn't pay me enough to go and make the bills, and if it did, then I would be really, really grateful. I would be really grateful for that. But for right now, YouTube doesn't pay enough to pay my bills. So in fact, I don't get many money at all from YouTube right now since I'm under 1,000 subscribers. By the way, if you haven't done so already, please do go and subscribe. And what I have been doing is I have been just working full time at my job. And if you've been around the Twitch channel, you will possibly heard me say this a couple times, but what I do full time for my job is I work in the security industry, which right now, because of what's been going on, especially because of the COVID stuff, I'm not going to talk about the COVID stuff a lot because it is something that can get your video like hit or for demonetization. Because I don't want to risk having that. But it's definitely affecting a lot of people. Like my job, I work full time, but I'm not getting full time hours because of my site being affected by the virus. So it's not something that I'm able to control. It's just something that happens. Luckily enough, in the area that I do live in at, it is in the works to go ahead and start opening everything back up to the way it was before. I will say this, I am in America, but my state is not heavily impacted by this whole COVID issue. So I want to say this right now. My state isn't heavily impacted in it. We're still taking the precautions for it, just like everyone else. So let me get back to the videos instead of talking about the IRL stuff. So you were seeing me plop down all of these pretty much cargo buildings as they were. But you can see that some of them are going to be really interesting. Later on in the video, you're going to see me go through all of these. And all I got to say is I'm going to love that. I'm going to love watching that because I'm glad I don't have to do it again. Literally during the stream, there was about a good like 5, almost 10 minutes worth where I was just changing all of these warehouse buildings to be set for commercial goods and to be set for empty. That's all I was doing for about 5 to 10 minutes. And you guys will see that here pretty shortly as well. And I gotta say, I'm glad I don't have to do that again because that took way too long. Oh my god, that took way too long. I could have done it in a much simpler way. In fact, if you guys are wondering where these containers are coming from, they are coming from a containers pack that I downloaded from the Steam Workshop. Once again, it's related to the collection that I will have available to you guys by next week. And I kind of wanted to keep this feeling because I figured that having these like cargo yards, they would bring off the feel of it being a little bit more like alive because these are dynamic. So they work like regular warehouses with the industry DLC. And what they do is as they're filling up, they're gonna get more cargo containers added into their actual building. So it's gonna really make the actual area itself feel a little bit more lively, which is what I want. I want the area to be more lively. I don't want it to be a little bit barren, but I do want to make sure that it is well put together. I do know by next stream, I want to have the terrain painter mod because I want to be able to terrain paint that area with concrete just to make it feel a bit more the same. At least that's what I feel like. And I think right here, I try to adjust these harbors a little bit. Not much is going to get adjusted because there's not much I can really do with that. I do go to make sure that it is level with the actual key because that's something we need to focus on. And here's the part where I go ahead and, yeah, go ahead and select all the zone goods. Yay. Yeah, this happens for about 5-10 minutes in game. Luckily enough, it's much quicker for you guys here in the time lapse because we don't need to watch it as quickly. That's just all good in my book. Anyway, I do want to also quickly mention that I think that live streams are just going to be the best thing for right now because to do the series, I mean, because I don't feel comfortable doing them off camera. I rather have like some sort of interaction going on when we are actually doing this series. And doing this harbor area actually makes it look a little bit more interesting. Like starting off with the harbor area and starting off with the water treatment facility. And I think pretty shortly here I get ready to place a electrical substation, I want to say, or electrical power plant. I don't know which one. I think I put down I want to say wave power plant. I want to say it's that one. But we'll see here in just a minute or two. Because now I think I'm starting to realize that I need to actually get some more stuff built up into this area. And I'm also talking to Chad a little bit here because I'm not too sure what I want to go and build up. I was thinking about doing something with like natural gas, and I was like, maybe do something with that. I could fit it into that area, but I decided against it. I didn't really want to worry about natural gas. Now, yeah, the ocean wave power plant, I think, or whatever that's called. The ocean thermal energy conversion plant. Yeah, that's what it's called. And I really do like that. I really do like this asset. It works well with the key and it's useful, very useful. I only needed that one building in order to go and fund all of our electricity. And right here, I'm adding in all of the train rail that we're going to be needing for our cargo harbor. Our cargo harbors or a cargo hub, more like it, has a rail connection. So we need to go and get that connected to the regional rail network. Obviously, transferring cargo from regional ships to regional rail is kind of a little bit counterintuitive, a little bit, but I'm not really too concerned with it. Not at all. Also, by the way, I am recording this late at night, like the night before it's supposed to go out, and I'm actually just watching it back right now and rendering it out as well. Once when this is all finished, that is, and I get the actual audio into the actual editor. And I'm starting to get a little bit tired. That's just how my night has been so far. Getting a little bit tired, slowly by surely, but that's how it usually is for me on a regular weekday. Like right now, I'm recording this at like 1:30 a.m. So it's pretty late for me. And if you guys are wondering, yes, I do normally go to sleep at this time. And yes, I do wake up early in the morning, like about 7 o'clock. So if you guys are wondering if I get enough sleep, no. But I manage. It's all good, though, because I do catch up on sleep on Sundays, which are considered my lazy day, to be honest. And I want to put this out there because I haven't really talked about this much, but I have mentioned it over on my Discord server before. I play a lot of games, not just on PC, but I also play D&D in terms of role playing. In fact, also a DM for a dungeons group that has gotten a bit big at the moment. For those who are wondering, my typical D&D group is about four, maybe five people at most. Right now, it's sitting on about 7 people. That's more than any group that I've ever DM'd for. So I'm having to do really good stuff with it, and yeah, it's gonna be really fun. And if anybody from the DM group is from that D&D group is actually watching right now, have fun. You're gonna have fun in the next session. Anyway, right here I'm working on the new like highway connection I want to have over in this area. I kind of want to stick with the idea that we're gonna be like trying to being condensed as much as possible. I didn't want to have it be very open and expansive, even though that the other intersection that I'm going to make here pretty shortly is going to be the exact opposite. Right here, I kind of like this idea for having the actual on and off ramp be in the middle of the highway. And I have seen that there are a lot of cities, I think in, I want to say New York especially, where they have like maybe not New York, maybe some other cities that I'm thinking of that I'm forgetting the name of, even though I am like super tired right now. Some other cities that potentially have like the on and off ramp in the middle of the platform rather than on the outside of the actual ramps, because I think that actually makes it a little bit more compact, as well as provides a little bit smoother of a connection, and it's actually less construction costs overall. So I think that I might turn that into the form of an asset at some point. Maybe might see that on a Steam Workshop here pretty soon. But after that, right now we're just deciding what it is we have to do. And here's the part where all of the industrial buildings that we placed earlier are now abandoned. And as you can see, all of the container lots that we have over here next to the cargo harbor are dynamically filling up, which is really good. We really wanted to see that, and we really wanted to have something good. Now, I do get some waste facilities going in here. I didn't really need to, but I decided on it anyway. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's fine. Anyway, but after that, there are here we are going to go and start off with the residential area. The residential area is going to be a pretty small one. It's not too big. It is going to start off with a bit of high density from the get-go, but definitely it's going to work a lot better than most other cities I've built in the past. The primary goal that I was trying to look forward to while building this residential area was to try and make sure that I'm not like going to make it a permanent residential area. I had the idea that this would just be temporary, and I would go and most likely change this over to like an industrial or office complex at some point. But I think for now, I think that for a few design sessions worth, I think I might just keep this as is. Now, I do end up having to replace some of these roads, which is a little bit annoying. A little bit annoying how you have to replace the roads like that sometimes. And here I am putting in the water because I'm always great at managing my water system for my people. If you watch my City Skylines videos, you will know what I mean. Anyway, so now they're just complaining about electricity. Electricity, we're gonna get connected. Not the greatest connection in the world, but definitely not the worst either. And it's just a little bit of residential. Not much. Not much at all. Okay, I think at this point I can let you guys go and let you enjoy the rest of the video. I think that there's still a little bit more that we focus on. I think we get a small industrial area built up, as well as some other areas that you'll have to wait and see for. And with that said, go ahead and enjoy the music. There's about like 10 more minutes left of this video, so I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Ciao for now.